All right. So last week, um, pretty much we spent the whole day in the library, um, going over uh, various people's books. Um, I think mostly everyone is checking out one or two. I think Song Shen decided she had enough of the book on the Elven pantheon that she was reading, but she found a medical journal about a doctor who documented some odd experiences of basically cadavers returned to life. Um, I think Fenrir, you found a book on reincarnation that was kind of the same. There was some theory crafting, but a good portion of the book was a specific person who had a animated armor, basically hired on as a bodyguard for his estate, and he was documenting findings about this specific armor that had come back. And then you had also found a book on the Elder Pantheon, and I put possibly I think you were looking for a book on botany to look more into the tree that had the weird fruit. That's not from
Yes.
Dragon Ball Z, and are you sure? Lorazes found a book that may teach him how to create new spells by modifying already known spells of his own, which is basically just a way for him to get around having to copy spells out of someone else's spell book. Yes, I wrote big fucking textbook is what Lorazes is leaving the library with. Um,
Fair.
Additionally, the only person who didn't go for all those books was Corin, was down the basement with Matthias, and uh, basically he had a conversation with him about um, why they were there, talked about how there's potentially a plot to assassinate a good portion of the royal family and blame it on the prince. Um, the night of the kind of liberation day party. So he responded by um, it could be a possible thing. Like it's well known that the Brightwoods and Horn Ravens don't have a super great relationship, but neither of them have tried to essentially wipe out the other ones yet. But it would explain some oddities the librarians had noticed happening around the city, and he also told Corin that he potentially has some work for him to make sure this mutual relationship would be fruitful for the both of them. And we basically ended the last session with Corin going back up to the first floor um, to meet up with everyone else because Matthias told him that Giles would have basically coins that would allow them to get back into the basement level um, rather than having to go through the whole code phrase thing again. So I think that is where we'll pick up. I don't think I have everyone back on their first floor yet, but I will do that now. Got Fenrir and Songshan back down. Bring All right. So, how would we like to begin tonight?
I would just go up to the walk up to the librarian and ask to check out uh, those two books.
Yeah, he'll kind of, do the movie librarian thing where he flips over the open cover and stamps it and hands it back to you, and stamps the other one, hands it back to you. And he also kind of palms uh, a coin to you as well that you might not know why you're getting it yet.
I'll just look at him confused. I'll be like, "Thank you."
Uh, this will allow you to get back into the more restricted sections of the library. Um, Show this to any of the attendees, and they will be able to let you into any area you do not have access to.
Thank you. I'll kind of walk back towards Corin. I'll kind of show him the coin. He gave me a coin.
Yeah, I'll show you where we can use that here in a bit. Once everyone else has theirs. Can I just walk over and get the rest of the coins from the guy? I mean, is that?
Yeah,
I think I'll do that rather than waiting for everybody to filter through.
yeah, you can pretty much walk up to him, and um, he might go to give you one, and you can be like, "Come on." He'll kind of sigh and pull out three more, and hand you four total to give to yourself, and then Songshen, Erasmus, and Duchess.
I'll take him and give him a big,
Yeah,
stupid, cheesy wink and fucking finger guns.
he's like, as I told your companion, just show this to any of the attendees in the library, and they will be able
Yep, got it,
to.
Chief. Thumbs up and turn away and walk away from him.
He looks a little peeved, but he, you know,
I'm not
it's
a I'm
gone.
not a reader. I don't care.
Just what up with all these books?
And then
Uh,
I'll just filter over to the rest of the party and hand them each a coin and just have them meet. I don't know, some corner or something that we can catch. I can catch them up on real quick, or we can go downstairs. Whichever.
yeah, it's totally up to y'all. You could easily find someone to let you back downstairs, or um, it's it's a library. Like, even though it's you know very popular and the only one in the city, it's still a library. There are just so much more square feet than there are people hanging out in the library. So,
Right.
um, however you want to play it, you can find someone and get let back down the basement level. You can find a quiet corner on any of the other floors you're just allowed to be on, however you want to play it.
Erasmus is reading, slightly struggling, wishing he could roll higher than a 4 on an intelligence check.
To
He's
be
just having a dumb day. It's fine.
to be fair, a four was all he needed at the time.
It is fair, just
Mm.
depressing.
And I actually have. I did a good thing last week, even though I also went out of town this
Whoa.
weekend and lost a good portion of prep time. But I thought about things, and I actually
Gone
wrote things
places.
down, and I didn't just play video
Cool.
games all week. So I don't need applause, but like if
I'm really
like
proud of you.
if you need to like write in
I'm
anonymously
very happy with
to
you.
like DMs weekly or whatever, and just like give me I don't know, be like our DM made himself not play video games for a few extra days than normally he does. So he's pretty much professional.
You should get a tip for that.
So where do you want to be, Corin?
I think just a small. I don't necessarily think we need to go back downstairs right away. So just a small alcove where we can all kind of talk quietly, privately together.
I think wherever Larazis went would probably be fine. It's
Oh, I
kind
would
of
love to watch up and see Wizard Boy having a hard time reading a book,
he's
which is
probably
effectively a
still
It's a
children's book, apparently.
giant book, though.
yeah, like he's probably like flipping through pages. Like you can tell, like he's not reading every page he's on. Like it's where you're like trying to find like information that's actually pertinent to what you want, and then he just like stops at a page and kind of mutters to himself for a bit, and then flips a few more. But it is a giant textbook. Yeah, it is. And you're now in the section where a lot of other textbooks are, and not a lot of other people are.
The best section.
A section where I had spent a lot of time in my young days.
Where she
All right, so
realized what
since
money was and how much she had given away to people.
Yes. And then I also realized, hey, maybe while I'm here, I should look up the history of the place I'm staying. Just while I'm here, you know.
Yeah.
since we're all here and we all just had the weekly recap like 7 minutes ago, let's just
And it was
say that I relayed that information to them
a really good
rather than me
recap.
going through and saying it. Oh, it was a fantastic recap.
Barely
honestly.
any or random pauses.
Oh yeah,
at all.
just enough to make it feel real.
Like you'd maybe think I was reading it off of like a prepared slide, but I'm not. I just kind of made it up based off.
Oh no,
of
definitely not. I thought you just had it all like in your head, like
Yeah.
fucking steel trap.
'Cause I'm
No memorizing anything for you.
I'm a
He has the
professional.
keen mind feet. You have the keen mind feet, DM.
I'm not gonna lie, Napa. I was adjusting my headset and missed literally everything you just said.
Wow. Okay. Well.
All I heard was
Guess
like
that's
I
an
could hear your voice pop up, and I just heard.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, I want to be
Accurate.
honest with you. But yeah, yeah, you relay basically what was told in the recap. How you still have, I think, you got about 4 weeks between now and the party, and in that time, you may have some work given to you by Matthias. Um, and also in that time, you can continue reading any books you checked out. I'd say at this point, we're kind of reaching kind of late afternoon, so still a lot of the day left. Not quite into the evening, but it's like you got to the city, or you got to the burbs like right before lunch, and then it's probably been a few hours of walking through the cities and doing errands. And now that you're in the library, it's probably, I don't know, maybe somewhere between 4 to 5 p.m. is where we're kind of approaching.
So, what's the plan?
Well,
We're gonna do any side quests while we wait.
Just pretty tree cats.
what?
Are there any tree cats?
Well, okay.
Yeah, Corin literally said
Cats
that, like
trapped in
that, in a tone
trees
of
is
voice.
actually how that is phrased. Brain big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brain big, English good.
Pretty
Mm.
I just got really confused. I was like, oh, it's like midnight. That's my excuse. But I looked at the time on my laptop and it's like, oh, it's like fucking 7 something. And I'm like, that's not right. I forgot that I didn't change the time on my laptop.
Well done.
Also,
God damn it.
massive timeline shifts with what time it is. Maybe your brain is melting.
No, my brain is normally fine. I'm usually awake at this time anyway.
I think
But
there
it
are
did
a lot
cause
of cats
cross
that can
7
climb
time
trees.
zones. But they get stuck sometimes is the problem.
Like little idiots.
So you're
Yeah.
specifically looking.
Yeah,
Like
no,
just
Like a cat
we're not-
stuck in a tree.
You want to be a
Yeah,
part-time
it's-
firefighter?
No, like a side quest. I feel like it's a traditional side quest that there's a cat trapped in a tree, and then it turns out to be like a fucking
Yeah,
I
when
don't
you're
know,
level
something fucked up.
2,
I can't remember what level we are, to be honest.
Please help!
Okay.
My displacer
neither.
piece is stuck in a tree.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
My blink dog
just
is stuck in the
warp
wall.
down. Yeah.
He doesn't know how to do that yet. He's a baby.
Now, do you do it where they're like Bethesdaing into the wall, where it's just like physics is broken? Are they stuck into the wall, or do they just smack into it?
I like the idea
I
of
would
them
love it to
being
be Bethesda.
successfully blink into the wall, but now they're like stuck in the wall, like when you're redoing drywall and a cat just wanders in while you're working, and then you don't realize it and you close them up. Like he's just
Ask him a Montiano
And then
style,
your
man.
house starts to smell funny 3 or 4
yeah,
weeks
there's
later.
just a blink dog stuck in the wall because although I guess they didn't really do drywall in medieval fantasies, but you get the gist.
No, they do stone.
Yeah.
Not the people who are having fun, that's for sure.
They'll never be able to break through this plaster and nothing. Okay, yeah. So we're probably back to Bethesdaing. Unless someone's using hollow stones, which is possible if you can't afford real ones. But you still want your house to look like it's made of stone so people don't try to blow it down.
Fair.
Oh my god, we're really running the gambit tonight.
Oh, we can hit on so many fucking subjects. Don't get me started. It's my secret
I
goal.
wouldn't dream of it.
I haven't talked about my boobs this time yet.
Oh, see, there they are.
So yeah, side quests.
Side quest. Are there any plastic surgeons in the capital?
What would a plastic
Do-
surgeon be?
Feel like that would be a
Like the world's saddest
Transfiguration
artificer.
Yeah, I was gonna
Artificer. Ugh.
Ooh, that's
I
a
feel like an
different kind of
artificer would be
surgeon.
good. I was thinking of like some kind of wizard, but I can't.
Yeah.
Is it illusion? But then
No,
Mm,
transfiguration.
transfiguration.
Yeah.
I mean, illusion could work, or even enchantment, but like transfiguration would be far more permanent.
I
Yeah.
feel like if you stack it with enchantment though, and like just give it that extra shine, that helps. So
Oh
that would
my
probably
God.
be popular.
Oh, now we're in it.
They
I know,
glow
okay.
now.
Because I
They're
will say,
sparkly like Twilight.
canonically,
I'm on that.
giving a skilled artificer / tinkerer and wizard, you can imbue items to basically just have a spell cast on them, so that once you wear them, like disguise self. So, like if you found someone that has the boobs that you desire, you could disguise yourself as them permanently by like wearing a necklace that had been crafted by this skilled tinkerer. So I wonder if the same kind of thing could just be applied to a person and how to accomplish
These are
that.
implants of disguise self.
Yeah.
Enchanted boobs. Well, actually, to be fair, I feel like you could potentially argue for a lot of people that boobs are already enchanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd imagine it'd be like a tattoo artist where it's like while he's working on you, you see the ink, and then as soon as it's finished, you just change into um the self that you wanted to be disguised as, including like all the ink going away, which I feel like would be kind of trippy. Like just see like someone doing a half sleeve on you and then they finish and it just vanishes and now you're just someone with bigger boobs, better boobs. I don't know what you're going for. I don't know what Songchen's
Shinier
going
boobs,
for.
though. Sunshine
Shinier
is
boobs.
not shinier boobs. That is a thing that could be done easily. No, are we in game actually waiting for anything in particular? I think we were waiting for somebody to get here or somebody to contact us, right?
So in game, and I guess I technically left this out of the recap, even though I definitely wrote it all down. As we discussed, it felt like I was reading it. Um, Basically, Matthias told Corin how to um, get coins for everyone, and then basically told him to bring the rest of you downstairs um, to, I guess, meet him. And then also, like, you have free reign of the facilities type thing. But as far as, like, what you're doing here, like, this was the main thing. You technically have the letter off Marion that was basically requesting some aid to be sent to Midrash since the guard force was completely replaced by basically insurrectionists and who you quickly massacred. So now they're just, well, they're not defenseless because your company's currently garrisoning it. So, um,
So we need to go see the king.
theoretically, at the same time, it might, like, depending on the timing issue, right? Depending on if anyone thinks there's anything amiss with Boars, which I'm assuming his giant maul he probably have like wrapped in like kind of a sack or fabric or something that Corin's carrying,
Mhm.
so that it's not just advertising to the
Yeah,
world
no,
that you
we're
have
not.
this
Yeah, we're
very
not just
recognizable
carrying this.
weapon.
No.
Um, so that would also, so like the two things with that would be getting access to the king, which you maybe could with the letter, depending on how it goes with the various stages of getting deeper into the capital. And then the other issue would be if they suspect or know that Boris failed keeping everyone away from the capital, would there be any like Brightwood allies in the city keeping watch and trying to make sure y'all don't get an audience with the king? So those are the two things. Getting to the library, and then you technically have Marion's unfinished task with you if you want to pursue that. Which
So
the
let's
librarians
go.
might be able to help you with.
So we're meeting Matthias, correct?
I mean, that sounds good to me. If it sounds good to use,
I agree with
I mean,
this.
yeah, they do have rooms available. We could set up our stuff down there. They said so.
Yes, I would suggest leaving Bors's mall here.
Oh, I thought I'd unwrap it and carry it through the city over my head.
Oh,
That might be
you got to
fine,
add a few
but
flourishes, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I was just really thinking about making as many enemies as possible whilst in the city.
I mean, if that's what you want.
Yeah. Corn's like, I'm
God
kind
damn
of.
it, Fenrir. I fucking just walk over towards the thing to go back downstairs. Like, fine. Jesus Christ.
I just
He
remind
doesn't
you of that
understand
episode of
sarcasm.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine where Jake's like, we can just drink in silence. And Rosa goes, yep. And he goes, damn it, Rosa, I was being a bitch. Pick up on social cues.
What are social cues?
God damn it, Fenrir.
All right, follow me to the speakeasy. Let's go downstairs, Phil.
Alright.
We will follow Corin, I guess, since he knows where we're going.
Pat Larazza softly on the shoulder. Come on, buddy. It'll still be there in a minute.
I'm bringing the book.
Oh, we know.
Are you able to carry that okay, or do you need help?
It is a very heavy book, and he is not super.
Did she say that out loud? Tell me she said
Yes,
that out loud.
100%.
I feel like this being my favored terrain, I should be allowed to move unhindered.
I'm sorry,
by-
remind
Roll
me
a-
again which
Roll a strength check not to fall down the stairs.
which
He is
which
just
wizard
currently
college
rubbing the
has a
book
favorite
against the
terrain
wall.
again?
All wizards have favorite terrains and places of learning.
That sounds
That's-
made up, but I'm willing to
He's
live with
got
it.
the book
Yeah.
up against the wall and is just currently sliding it up against it while reading.
You know what? I'm gonna let you walk smoothly along with Corin in your favorite terrain, and as soon as the elevator doors open up to the speakeasy, you trip.
I'll allow this because it's no longer a library.
And so yeah, basically, Corin, you find an attendee kind of near where the book return is. You flash your coin. He kind of looks at everyone else. Y'all flash your coins. He pulls out a key from his robes, turns the lock, and opens up the book return, and you see the same kind of elevator. Walk in. He shuts it behind you. You go down to the bottom level, and you're back in the bar. The other kind of librarians that were there before have kind of filtered back in. They're drinking again. Matthias is still at the bar, just kind of having a conversation with Sven. He's probably on his second or third refill. He's just kind of, chilling.
I'm gonna ask if they have Bellinis.
I support it.
Sven smiles so wide. I actually make the peach juice fresh from an orchard my brother owns, and he just
Oh my god.
pours it into like this very like a crystal flute, tops it up with some bubbly, hands it to you, still just fully beaming. No one wants to drink it though. They all just want beers and occasionally wines.
You said this is non-alcoholic peach juice?
Yes, it's just freshly squeezed.
I will take some.
Technically,
Peach
the peach juice is non-alcoholic.
Yeah, the peach juice
loud.
isn't. The bubbly is.
Uh,
But yes, I would love to sip
You
on
could
this
just
while
ask for some
reading
peach
this
juice. I'm sure
ridiculous book.
he seems very proud
Do
of
you
those
have
fucking
just-
peaches.
I'm gonna walk up to the counter because I'm gonna just I was gone in my own head. And I'm just gonna walk up to the counter because I heard peach juice and go do you have just straight peach juice by chance? Like, can I just get a glass of peach juice?
Of course, yes. And he's just gonna pull out like a mug that usually he pours like an ale into, and he just fills it basically to the brim with peach juice out of this pitcher and hands it to you. He's so happy. Like, this is like the thing he's most proud of, and no one orders it.
And then here I am. I'm just here. Peach juice? Yes, please. And I just retreat away, and I'm just like, this is mine now.
This is mine now.
You just find a table that currently doesn't have anyone at it.
Pretty much.
I would also like a Bellini. That sounds good. Wait, I need to double check something real quick. Can I be
You know
poisoned?
what a Bellini is?
I
It looked
think you
good and he
have
was really excited
resistance
about
to
it.
poison because the
Oh,
one time I
God, which
almost
window is
killed
it?
you,
So
you
you
were
can't get
like,
drunk.
"Oh
Oh,
man,
yeah. Oh,
I have resistance to poison," and then I almost killed you
yes.
again with a dragon. And then I didn't
It
almost
wasn't
kill you with
poison,
the
though.
blood hunters and hellhounds.
Yeah, that went fine. Oh,
I'm
Yeah,
s-
we all survived that one, right?
I'm surprised
Only
you
because you
will.
were so busy trying to kill Fenrir.
I was
Sometimes you just
also
need
trying to
one
kill
person to bully.
Larasis.
You were also trying to you're trying to kill everybody, but
Except for Sanction and Duchess.
well, it's not our fault they never got close enough.
To be fair, most of the time I can't see Duchess. And Songshan was just kind of out of the
Point.
way.
To be fair, most of the time God couldn't see Duchess.
Yeah,
That
I
is
mean,
fair.
I didn't know where
technically, you
Duchess
could-
was, and Songshan just kind of felt like a whole thing.
You could.
Yeah,
float
I just
people.
kind of appear and disappear at any given moment. So, like, if there's something interesting to me, I'll pop up. If there's nothing interesting to me, I'm just gone.
In this case, it was peach juice.
In this case, it was peach juice, yes.
I would also like a Bellini, but I'm going to tell the man very, very firmly that I'd like it in a big ass tankard. None of this crystal flute shit for me.
It needs to look like it's burly beer, okay?
No, I just want more of it.
He pulls out like this giant like metal boot and just
Fuck
starts.
yes.
He literally empties the rest of the pitcher into it, and then he just tops it off with bubbly.
Perfect.
Like a half bottle of champagne.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You
Oh,
do
and
see
also I'd like to
his
Uh.
his smile slips a little bit when he hands it to you, but he looks a little bit concerned. Not like you've slighted him, but like maybe you didn't actually want this much alcohol, but he hands it to you.
no, the grin on my face is going to tell me I made the right decision.
And he's back to
And then
smiling.
also I'm going to ask him to refill my flask with ale. Since I drained it before I used it to abuse that hellhound.
Yeah, he's gonna take it from you. He's gonna, pull the tap and hand it back to you. Like, this is one of the very kind of smooth meads we get from the Honeypot. Is a bar we do a lot of business with. Very well reviewed.
Business
It's very nice.
is nice.
It's like a
Like
mix
this
of
guy.
Borat and German accent.
Can
Nice.
I
The
sit at the bar?
closest I
I'm
don't
just
know
enjoying this now.
if anyone else has watched Psych as much as I do, but I don't know what country Sean is supposed to be from during the Mountain Lion episode, but I'm now hearing that voice when I'm talking. I have no idea what accent he's going for, but that is the accent that I am falling into.
That's
Oh,
perfect.
okay.
I'm into it.
It's good.
Oh.
It's just some random Nordic country.
Yeah.
Question
like,
for the DM: how difficult would it be to make a flask of endless whatever was in it?
Bellini flask.
it's
Endless guava juice.
Oh.
It's a rare. It's a
Yeah.
rare.
So the thing
It's
is,
rare uncommon.
the actual item, I think it's uncommon, is an amulet that basically allows Corin to.
Well, there's also the. Well, yeah, but there's a dragon jug that allows you to like fill.
Oh,
it
is
with,
that what you're asking for?
Yeah. Well, I think that's what he is.
I just want to make a flask that like is infinite Bellini,
He wants to become Sam
Is
Riegel.
infinite Bellini.
With-
Oh,
with,
and
with-
I want to gift it to Corin to get on his good side.
What is
I'm into
what
it.
was the item that you kept giving me during Realm of the Frost Maiden? That you can make any liquid?
So it's an alchemy,
alchemy
jug,
jug?
and there's like
yeah.
8
So
of them.
yeah, that works. I had 5 of them, I think.
There's so many in that campaign.
And they were all for me.
So
They weren't.
I took
There
them.
were puzzles you could solve with them, and you guys never encountered them.
Ah,
I
It
feel
was great.
like
I would have been
I love it.
proud of
I think
myself
it's
if I
still
did
in
that.
Vox Machina. Yeah, when they have the fucking, they're trying to make it through like a
Yeah, have you ever
volcano
just
or
eaten
some
3
shit.
gallons of
They're walking
mayonnaise?
through
I
poisonous
have to
Mayonnaise
gas.
one time.
imagine that there's like an actual magic item that does exactly that, but I also feel like we could just reskin the decanter of endless water to basically be
There,
uh
I just looked,
drinking
and the only
skin.
bottomless. The only bottomless thing they have is a bottomless bottle of coffee.
That is heinous.
Coffee would have been the thing I chose for like D&D specifically.
Staying awake is like the one thing Corin doesn't need to do. We've established this. He needs a full 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to trip into a vat of anti-human liquid or something like that. Become something else. So I don't have to rest but 4 hours. Really dragging the rest of the party down.
Just watch you sleep. It's fine.
Yeah, in
Ah,
3.5,
see,
it
I
was an
hate that.
ever-filling mug.
Finrear only did that once,
Yeah.
and it was for a prisoner.
Yeah, it doesn't
I-
really
to be
matter
fair,
who is
Razzus has
keeping
done it too.
watch. Somewhat, everyone's gonna finish their long rest while Corin's still asleep.
Mm-hmm.
We can
Corin's
just
just a
get
lazy
another
bitch.
long rest.
It's hard work being this pretty, Fig.
I mean, apparently you have to work really hard on it. Is the problem?
Well,
The
yeah, I
rest of us are
know.
fine.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I would just like to think of it as it's like the dad of the group, and all the rest of us are gremlin children, and so we're like ready to go, excited, and he has to like get up groggily, shuffle into
Yeah.
the kitchen with his slippers on, and have a pot of coffee.
I'm just
Before he can
exhausted
even
from having to
begin his
fucking
half of
turn the
the day.
thermostat back down all the time.
100%.
He's probably more of like the quote unquote uncle that your mom's very good friends with.
Oh,
That gets
Oh.
roped into
actually,
babysitting all the
that
time.
vibe is exactly it.
Yes.
Oh, was
Yeah,
that
finally?
was that a throw at
It's a good
Laraz's
vibe.
mom?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Finally, I've arrived.
Larazzus is just walking, getting gassed by his dad, be like, "Do you know if your mother has a brother named Cor? Do you have an Uncle Corin?" She keeps talking about him.
Do
Like she's
now.
gonna go see him for a few weeks or
Do
something like that.
now. Ugh.
I'm like, fuck if I know, man. I'm just,
Don't worry about it, Dad.
I don't pay attention to
probably
anything
fine.
Mother does, Father.
Much like you.
I don't know. Did you
man.
get her family tree or meet any of her family during your time? And then he'd probably be like, oh, and walk away.
Why would I meet her family? She was marrying into ours. She does the
Oh my
homework.
god, he's the fucking worst. I hate him so much. Oh my god. It's not even a real conversation. You're just making this up, and I still hate him for it.
Because it's like that's the thing about Larazzus' dad is it's just Larazzus without the capability for growth.
Ugh.
It's the worst possible
Yeah,
thing.
it's like the things you hate the
yeah.
most about Larazzus. That is who his dad is because he was
Yeah,
like,
if you
"This
really
is a good
boil
thing."
down the good, like the bad parts.
Yeah,
Ugh.
he was like, "You know what are
Nice.
good qualities? Ignoring my wife, hating poor people, and hoarding wealth. This is good. I've made a good person."
Awesome. I love it.
Much.
Laraz
So
is his dad.
anyways.
It's Elon Musk's dad.
The only difference is that Larazzus is actually talented at things. So
Yeah, that's true.
I forgot what
Fair.
I was looking up. Anyways, we can discuss enchanting a
Bottomless
magical
mugs.
bottomless drinking horn or something for Corin later. I'm sure it's possible.
Yeah, it's definitely a future thing too. So.
My watch doesn't know if it is. But yeah,
I just know
everyone.
at some point in the future I'm going to disappoint him, and I'm going to need to be like, here, I got this for you.
Suck up.
Oh man,
Suck.
That's how you
My-
make it through school. You do that
my
to teachers,
initial
and, like, you're
thought-
set.
was that you were disappointing your father, which obviously is going to happen. Already has, will happen again. and it took me a full 2 seconds to realize you were talking about disappointing Corin.
Oh yeah.
He's his new dad, to be fair.
I mean, not yet.
I mean, it's good to
he
prepare
still
for.
has to succeed some RP for that.
Just working on this. It.
Ooh, wow.
It's gonna be a DC 5 charisma check.
5 is high.
For who?
It's a DC
Yes.
on that woman.
The events that leading up to that would determine whether or not you get bardic inspiration for it or not.
I hate that I'm had to dump my next ASI into fucking charisma just to make sure I bone Loraz's mom.
Oh, God.
Or
I
am I
do
gonna
like
have
the
to roll
implication that
for
he's gonna
Loraz's
help you
mom,
do it.
and Corin gets to decide if I've rolled high enough to bang
I
him?
mean, you can just have Finra as your wingman and have him talk for you.
Oh, I could do that too.
Yes, Mrs. Lorazis, was it? My friend here. He finds you most pleasing,
attractive.
and he would like to,
Caught you for the next evening.
Hey, this guy wants to fuck you.
I,
Jesus.
he would like to misty step up to your quarters and, third level cast Pound Town.
Thunder
Jesus fucking
smite
Christ.
to
God.
Thunderous.
I mean, he can turn his sword
I would
radiant,
like to
so
rage.
he can divine smite that pussy. Anyways, yeah, everyone finishes ordering their drinks.
I was drinking water when you made me laugh.
It doesn't work the other way around, Napa. I'm sorry. If you die, you just die. I don't win anything. You have to kill me.
I don't know, man. I feel like you'd be tweeting about that pretty quick.
Technically, my character's already dead, so what do you want?
I'm sorry. I got distracted by Google, like not even Google, D&D Beyond searching for an endless flask, and then I started talking about Loraz's mom, and I have to recenter because I'm going off the rails. Yeah, everyone finishes ordering their drinks.
Except Finra.
Okay, give me 1 second. My cat is complaining.
Finra definitely does not order a drink.
The door needs to be open so the choices can be made at any time. That's how cats work.
They have full reign. They are the kings or queens of the
Mhm.
house.
If Bear wakes up and makes a sound, I must turn around and give him attention immediately.
Oh, we're talking about cats and how they rule the land.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We heard you say that there may be a decision to stay or leave.
As soon as I open the door, she's like running back further into the room, and it's like, no, you were just meowing. It's like, you made me get up, you're leaving here.
Mhm.
Or you're staying, and you're staying. The next time this door opens will be at 10 p.m. So, yeah. Sorry about the cat interruption. Everyone finishes ordering their drinks, besides Fenrir. I think it's Bellinis all around with a big mug of peach juice for Duchess. And Matthias is going to look up from where he's drinking. He's going to kind of raise his mug to you, Corin, and be like, right, so I guess this is the rest of your crew, yeah?
This is them.
All right. So I'm going to say this once around the lot of you. So Marcus basically has handed you the key to the vault, right? And unfortunately, these types of secrets, right? They're kind of paid for with blood. And I'm not just going to let a bunch of randos, even though they've got the say so from a mate of mine, just kind of come in and get information for free. So we're going to do a quick little trial run, if that's all right with the lot of you. And if it goes well, we can have more detailed discussions that I'll be more forthcoming for.
What are we doing?
I'm into it.
Right. So there's a band of pirates, right? They kind of ended up getting beached a little bit down the coast. Came in with a little bit of money, not much. Must not have been that great of pirates. Set up shop, made themselves a little tavern down the first level, right? Anyways, any new thieves guild, no matter how bad or good, wants to set up shop in the city, has to buy their way in to the protection we offer from, the more law-abiding wing of the city. And these blokes, they've kind of been holding off on their little entry fee, and so if you could, walk down there and get it for us, uh, and have them finally sign their little guild contract, I think that'd be enough to cement this introduction.
This is the first time Lorazes has heard confirmation that this is like a thieves guild situation, right?
Okay, so let me get this
Mhm.
straight. You're asking us to join a thieves guild.
He's
Oh,
asking us to do work for the Thieves Guild.
right,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you'd be more like,
Technically, Marcus told us to.
yeah, you'd be more like outside contractors, right? Like, obviously, you all look very skilled. If this is a path of employment you want to walk down, we can have that conversation. No harm in that. But yeah, a lot of the things I feel like Marcus wants me to tell you will kind of start to carry over into um the below the surface level information that everyone knows about this place. And in order to access that information, I would like to know that, for lack of a better phrase, you're cool.
Right. So as long as I'm not actually signing into the Thieves Guild, I'll do it because I've spent 50 fucking years in the city actively not being a part of any one Thieves Guild.
Oh yeah, I
And I'll
have
just give him
heard.
a bland
Yeah,
smile.
he's like, right, you're that elf child with the flower crown. Yeah, when I took
Yeah.
over, I heard a lot about you.
Me.
You'd have been great.
Sounds like you
But
could be a
anyways,
part of
yeah,
the. Sorry.
obviously this is not a job interview. This is you're not making any commitment to us. You are providing a service that I personally will appreciate, and I will personally reward with the information that I guess Marcus
Job or information.
wants me to entrust to you. Essentially, uh, he's kind of thrown the doors wide open, so to speak, right? Like you've invited,
Do
once you've
you
invited a
have the
vampire into your
contract?
home,
Do you have
uh,
the contract on you?
they have it. They just refuse to sign it, and it also comes with like entrance fee of 50 gold. And so, um, if they've destroyed the contract, I will take the gold as a placement, and I will send someone else to get them another copy of the contract to sign. But if you can get them committed to paying both the fee and signing the contract, that will be good enough from my end.
Okay. What am I doing? I can pay the fee. Just when you get the contract, do let me see it.
He's talking about the pirates that we're supposed to get, right?
Yeah. So the
We're basically
pirates,
supposed to.
Need to pay. They
yeah,
they didn't agree to the terms of moving into the city. They just did it.
correct.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
We're basically the hired muscle to intimidate them.
Hmm.
We're the
I've never
shakedown
been muscle
force.
before.
Yeah. But I'll pay the fee. But if I can get my hands on the actual contract, I will be signing. That would be amazing.
It's weird. I thought that is it not legal for you to do this to businesses? Is this why you're doing it in the dark with, you know, groups? That's how the Elven Kingdom works. You have to pay the fees.
How all the kingdoms work, Thorazis.
Oh, I'm just saying. It's part of our law system.
Or like halfway through his giant bellini.
And I'm
The
somehow putting out very threatening vibes,
Sen is just
contrary to the
watching you in
peach juice I
rapture.
have in my hand.
I don't think I've ever
So-
fought pirates before. So it could be fun.
How
Are
long ago did they move in?
What are the terms to this? What are we not supposed to be doing?
That's why I want the contract, because I want to read it.
Right.
That's- I'm
So,
talking about people.
oh yeah. Anyways, it's very much above board, right? Yeah. So the contract basically just states that we as the it's we don't need to put a label on it. We are able to make sure the city watch is not watching certain organizations, right? And in return for this service that allows other people to do whatever they want without harassment, there's a one-time fee to buy in, and then there's a very small percentage of any earnings on, let's say, less than legal activity that benefited from not having the law watching that particular direction. All in all, it's a very mutually beneficial relationship for the both of us. They get to do their thing. The it also comes with a little bit of like an ethics clause, right? Like there are things we won't do. We're thieves, we're not murderers, we're not brutes, right? We steal things. We con people. We don't sneak into anyone's house and murder them. And so, it's like a morality contract along with a little bit of just we get a little bit of your illicit gains, and in return, while everyone is in line, the city watch lets us kind of just do our thing, right? Win-win for everyone. Unfortunately, they have responded that the one-time entry fee buy-in is too much for them. That they've spent everything that they had uh, purchasing the property that they now inhabit. So,
Right.
They purchased a tavern, correct?
right. And it probably didn't cost that much, right? It was, it's on the first level. Probably, anyone who's not a total nonce probably could have gotten it for just a few pennies.
Right.
Okay.
I have a question. You said
Answer.
that your organization can stop, the law noticing people. Would it be horribly bad form to encourage the law to notice people if they don't do the thing you want them to do?
Right. So, I don't know if it would be super bad form, right? It's mostly just like that is until we've made arrangements and kind of added your organization to the list. Then, if they see you doing crimes, they're going to try to stop you, right? So,
Mhm.
we've never had to go as far as like feeding the watch information, but we could if we had to. But normally, it's just the the status quo. There we go. Yes. That is, status quo is typically they look out for crimes unless we've specifically told them these crimes are okay.
Fair. I suppose it's probably more profitable to work with them.
Yeah, as long as they don't complete fuck ups, eventually everyone makes money. Except for those who are already rich and honestly fuck them.
Yes.
That's the spirit. Giant drink.
I'm just gonna automatically agree with that because I don't think I'm rich. Pretty sure. I don't feel rich.
So there's not a time frame for us to
Can't wait to
finish
find out that
this.
Songshin's a jewel heiress or some shit.
I wouldn't know.
I know.
As far as time frame goes, and I guess I could say this in character, but I've already started talking my normal voice. You know that there are 4 weeks until the kind of party in the capital that the assassinations are planned for, and um, it would not be impossible, but would be harder for a lot of you to be present at that party without maybe people who are good at forging documents and infiltrating caterers type stuff. So, proving yourselves trustworthy to the librarians might make it easier for you to be present when this assassination attempt is supposed to go down, as opposed to not. So that's probably the only real time constraint you have as far as completing these things.
I very
I mean,
enjoyed how you danced around saying that.
So
Excellent work.
to the first level then, shall we?
yeah, I'm into whatever gets my sword covered in hostile blood the soonest.
Specifically
Blood
hostile.
god?
It's been so long.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna slay librarians.
I mean, fuck
Probably.
librarians though.
Finru
Whoa,
will start heading
whoa.
towards the elevator.
I want to ask for one more thing of peach juice before I head out.
Oh yeah, it'll give you a nice little to-go cup. Corin, by the way, did you
I
finish
was
your?
going to say, can I
I
get
will
an
definitely.
empty flask or an empty canteen? And then just hand it over for him to fill.
Okay, this is highly irregular. He kind of
Because I
pours it in.
really,
Yeah. He stops
I will
up
have you know, I
the
don't get this
canteen
much.
again.
This is a treat. I told that to him. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is a treat. I'm going to get as much of it as I can while I can.
I understand.
You
Normally,
may
I
see
try
me
to stay
again for
away from
this exact
sugar.
juice.
But yes, it's it is my weakness as well.
So thank you.
Also, Corin, did you finish your giant boots worth of Bellini?
I am gonna polish it off right now.
He's
And
going to hand you like this blank scroll and just ask if you would sign your name.
yeah, of course.
And you just see this plaque behind him is it says like boot challenge, and your name just shows up engraved in it.
Oh, excellent.
Did you accidentally like partake in a challenge?
I hope so. I'm going to beam with just immense pride.
Do you also want it to go Bellini?
Well,
Walk me down,
before
if
we
you will.
leave, I'm gonna pull yet another flask out of my seemingly bottomless inventory, and I'm like fill this up with just the peach juice.
He just kind of nods and pours it up and stops it back up for you and hands it back. He's
I'm gonna stick that in my backpack for later.
he kind of does like the little like thank you prayer hands, like people who like appreciate you appreciating them kind of thing.
Right, I'm into it. And I guess I'll just I'm gonna flip him a gold and
I feel like you're
trying to
planning
go.
something with that peach juice.
Nah, definitely not.
No, not at all.
Next time you lose Duchess. Oh man, what am I gonna do with this
Take
peach
the
juice? It'd be a real shame if I accidentally poured some champers into it before someone else could drink
Oh.
it.
I'm really not into this peach juice right now. If only someone else could help me finish it
Honestly,
off.
it's much too sweet for me.
You just see like a middle finger pop out of one of the branches over you.
I guess I'll just pour it into the river and then fill it up with some
Yeah.
spring water instead.
Yep, hate it. Hate this peach
Hate
juice that I
it so
specifically
much.
asked for.
And it's pulp free, which is impressive given the time period.
That is impressive.
Okay.
The man has some real thin cheesecloth.
Yeah. They probably do have like mesh strainers. This is a fancy city.
Wait, there's also magic. Why do we keep forgetting about magic?
Magic.
I don't know what spells specifically would be,
I'm
but
sorry,
I
I
feel like
don't
you
know
could
what you mean.
prestidigitation pulp out stuff.
You could probably prestidigitation will probably work. I feel like shape water could also work pretty well for filtering out any impurities in your alcohol
Mhm.
or juice.
Liquidy enough. I can't remember any other spells. I'm sure there's a very good joke here somewhere. Wizard spells.
So he does give you pretty kind of solid directions on how to get to this inn on the first level. The gang themselves are called the 21 Pirates. Apparently, it used to be more of them, but they ran into some issues trying to get cargo off their ship, and so there are 21 of them left.
Name of the tavern as well.
Oh, yeah, it's the Hole in Me Heart.
Oh,
Why would you do that to the homie?
What homie?
Oh, I thought you said the homie's heart. Homie heart. Is
No,
homely heart? What is it?
The Hole in Me Heart.
That's even worse. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, and like you kind of get down to the first level, and like the tavern itself's nothing to sneeze at, but the sign looks fun. Like it's a nice little heart, and it does have a bullet hole in it, and then in kind of old timey letters above it is the Hole in Me Heart.
Hmm.
And we're going to reuse a tavern I've already made because
Baller.
that feels
One that I fixed the door in.
I think it's going to be the Crossroads Inn is where we revisit.
Oh.
And I think it's loading right now. Yep, there we go. And so as you enter, like it honestly probably doesn't look as nice as the Crossroads Inn does. Like the floors are a little more scuffed up. It's a little bit smaller in size. Has less tables in the common room, filled with a couple patrons. You do see various people that clearly look like pirates, kind of either drinking or lounging about. Um, one of them kind of notices you, and he kind of raises his hand. He's like, "Und yes, welcome to the Hole in Me Heart. My name is Ust. Um, is there anything I can do for you?" God damn
Enjoy that accent, Philip.
it. It's okay. It's only gonna get better. I cooked with
I
wine
really
today,
like it.
and so
Oh.
so it doesn't go bad. I'm drinking it.
Ah, yes. Of
You know,
course.
this recipe had the audacity to say use a dry white wine like Pinot Grigio, and I'm like, I don't know anyone who would classify Pinot Grigio as dry. Like, it's just a little bit less sweet than a fucking Riesling, my man. But anyways, that's neither here nor
I
there.
don't know anything about wine.
All I
I
know
just
is
really want to make the joke about like it's a liquid, of course it's wet. Oh,
Mhm.
God
I'm
damn
very
it.
sorry.
All I
could
know
join
is
in. I
that
have vodka next to me.
I don't like dry wines. So if I like it, it's at least a little wet. Come on, man. Walked into that one. Anyways,
Ooh.
I don't know what to say to this
Are we
man.
trying to look intimidating? Because I'm still reading.
As soon as we
Wall
come
This
in,
giant book that he can't hardly fucking handle.
Yeah.
as soon as we come in, I'm gonna find a place at the bar off the side of our party, and look like I'm minding my own business. But I want to see if I can't scope out what kind of conversations are going down, like if the servers are in on everything that's going on, or if they're just hired off the streets for jobs. Like, what's the kind of overall arcing? What do I got like hearing around?
so I would say at this point, it doesn't seem, let's say, for a guild that's supposedly 21 people strong, there's maybe 4 people in here that look like pirates. Maybe 3 people who just look like patrons. What's going on right now seems to be mostly like some casual drinking, maybe some dice and card games. So maybe gambling is happening right now. But as far as like, what are they doing that would make them a thieves guild? If that's happening, they're off doing that right now, right? Because if they're called the 21 pirates because there's 21 of them, where are the other 17 people? So,
Right.
and you've been enough of these taverns that
There's
you
only
can
7 of
probably
you.
tell um, when it's mostly just a front for something, right? Like, this is where
Mhm.
people can maybe walk in and make requests. They can come in and play dice. They can get a drink. Like, there are multiple income streams for thieves guilds running out of a bar, right? Um, but you won't actually see any of the thieves guild shit really happening in said bar, except
Mhm.
for like when patrons are coming in to specifically request services, like my neighbor stole my priceless artifact, I want you to steal it back, and then also maybe send a message by stealing some other shit, kind of thing. Like, that would be the only type of stuff you would really observe in this type of front. And for the most part, anyone who would qualify as that type of patron are currently like playing dice games.
Hmm.
But you've been in the city long enough that you like, this is like your typical kind of front for a thieves guild type establishment.
Okay.
So even though you might not see much illegal activity happening right now, you know more or less how it operates.
Mhm. Okay. So I'll just kind of let this whole thing play out and be kind of quiet and brooding throughout the whole thing.
Imagine.
Kind of putting up that, hey, I'm not I'm not quite, I'm not oblivious to what's going on here, but I don't really give a shit
Fair enough.
kind of thing.
Assuming you're the owner of this bar.
Yeah, yes, I am Ust. As I said, I own this bar. Can I interest you in a drink? We have quite a few, how you say, like tropicals.
Do you have
Very
Bellini?
sweet. We
I
don't
like
have
Bellini now.
Bellini. We try to find
Why don't you
someone
have that?
apparently there's a monopoly. Have you heard this term? Yes, monopoly
Mhm.
on peach juice.
Weird.
Unavailable.
Motherfucker.
There's apparently only one place where you can get this peach juice, and they have a exclusive contract with someone else in the city. But we have
What's so
many
annoying?
drinks that are coconut water, pineapple juice.
Mm. What's that thing that's a Bellini but bad? Not peach. It's a
Mimosa?
Yes,
Yeah.
you're of course
Do you do-
talking
Not
do-
about
bad.
do
It's
do
just
that-
not as
that
good.
one?
Let's just be
Yeah,
cool.
we do. Again, we have
Damn.
zero access
Wouldn't
to
call
the
it bad.
peach juice, but instead of a mimosa, as some people are used to, we do sub out the orange juice, which, in my opinion, is garbage. And we replace it with a very sweet pineapple juice.
Mm.
If
I mean,
Vigor
I'll
had a
try it.
nose,
But...
he would be pinching it right now.
I love alcohol snob D&D.
We also make a
just-
very delicious screwdriver with a very potent homemade alcohol. But again, instead of orange juice, we sub it out with a very sweet pineapple juice, and it's wunderbar.
Okay. I was gonna say fig. Sangshen looks very sour, but I'm like, I will take one of each of those. And I will double fist these drinks and walk
Oh
away.
fuck! Now it's a
To
party.
whatever table we're at.
I'm gonna have to start making people roll
Suspicious.
con saves before we actually get into shit.
Do it. Do it.
Am I the only person here who's not gonna have to roll con save because I'm not drinking alcohol?
At this
I
point in
had a
time,
Vigor
single
has not
Bellini.
drinking
oh, that's true.
anything.
Songshen and Corin are fine. Lorazis, I needed a con save with disadvantage from you.
I had a single Bellini, but after what I'm about to order, it's like, yes, I need a pina colada and a booth.
Whoa.
And I'd like kind of shake the big book at them.
Isn't that the
Just like,
dream, though? You crack open a nice book, you drink a nice drink.
Yeah.
That's what D&D is for.
1 out of
Take that
2 is
opposite
not
like-
bad.
Where a Bellini is like a 3 on the alcoholic scale, a pina colada can be
yeah.
anywhere between a 1 and a 10,
It's-
depending on how it's made.
A Bellini's mostly peach juice and bubbles, right? Like, depending
Mostly,
on
yeah,
where
it's
you go, right? Like, if it's not brunch,
Yeah.
maybe you can get a normal strength Bellini. But for the most part, it's mostly juice and a little bit of bubbles. Yeah, an actual
Yeah.
It
drink
barely
is an actual
counts as an
drink.
alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
I've only ever had them for brunch, so.
And
I
they
need to
water
check
those
something.
down.
Yeah.
need to
Unless
check
you're with
something?
Tanya, she doesn't water anything down. She'll water it down with alcohol.
So apparently in the UK we
After,
call mimosas Bucks Fizz. That's why I was confused.
Do you say
You guys
butts
suck so much.
fizz?
Buck Fizz. It's also a band that won Eurovision once.
I
by
feel like
ripping off
that's
stuff.
worse than what I said, and I said butts. What's a buck fizz?
No. Bucks Fizz. Yeah, hang on, I'll put it in general. Oh, I can't. I'm on a different fucking computer. Hang on.
I don't need you to spell it for me, Fig. It still sounds really dumb. You Brits need to learn
Hey.
English.
Hey, it was based on a band. Hang on.
You're just gonna let that one
Moment,
slide,
yes.
huh?
Yeah, fuck you.
Thank God we threw all that
Look at the
gross ass
band, they
tea in
won
the bay a
Eurovision.
couple hundred
Yeah.
years ago. Fucking hell.
Boston was right all
the
along.
only person that
Gotta
even
throw some
knows what
tea in the
Eurovision
hab.
is probably me in this entire call.
It's good. Everybody
I
should
know what
it is.
Eurovision is. I just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that
You
movie with
guys
Will
aren't allowed to
Ferrell in
watch
it.
Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna watch it. Holy fuck.
Oh my god, no, Eurovision is so good. It's so dumb.
Ooh, you know what movie you should watch is Spirited. I don't know if anyone has an Apple
I
TV
watched that.
subscription.
I
Very pleasant.
I watched that with Jaren's parents while
It
he
might-
was studying.
It might be a new Christmas, classic for me. That and all the Lord of the Rings movies. Which
Yeah, I was annoyed that it was genuinely good.
I did realize why Lord of the Rings is a Christmas movie for me, because they all release in December. I associate
fucking
Lord of the
said
Rings
so,
with
mostly.
Christmas. But also,
Hell
I
yeah.
don't need an excuse to say Lord of the Rings is a Christmas movie. But if I did need
You
one,
have
it's because they all came out in December and I associate them with Christmas.
there is
Yes,
snow in the
accurate.
first one.
There is
And
snow in the
wait,
first
no, I
True.
have a better excuse. The
Excuse me.
movies are a gift.
Perfect. See,
That's the one.
done,
That's the
So the
one.
moment
done and dusted, boys.
Fucking Santa
Moment
dropped
he
it
gets-
down my
Boy.
chimney.
Fair
God
enough.
damn it. I really gotta think before I say things sometimes. Anyways.
So the
Uh,
moment he gets done making all their drinks, and hands them out, Fenrir's just gonna lean on the counter and just lean up towards him and be like, "We didn't actually come here for drinks, but if they're into it, sure. We were sent on behalf of a certain uh, group requesting an answer and payment."
you just, like, while you're talking, like, the entire time, you see, like, his smile shrinking and his eyes getting wider until, like, he's just, like, fully frowning at you.
Is there anything like did the gambling stop? Are there kind of people rustling about the back? Is there people fading out of shadows somewhere while he's saying this?
Uh, how, I guess, loudly are you talking, Fenrir?
I'm not talking very loudly. I'm literally leaning on the counter towards him,
Okay.
saying this.
So, I'd say at this point in time, no, Duchess, everything's still mostly going on as you observed when you first came in here. Um, like, maybe there are a couple other people that have come in since he's made drinks for everyone else, but, gambling's still going on. It's still mostly an empty common room type thing. Um, but Alst is going to kind of look at you, Fenrir, and be like, Phil, that was quite a rude thing for you to say. As I told how you say, the errand runner, the runner boy, we do not have the money right now. We thought we would have enough to establish something in town, pay for repairs on our ship, and potentially be back on our way on the high seas, which is where I belong. If have you ever been with the ocean air just blowing in your face? Perfection.
We'll lean in closer so he can like see past his eyes and see into the helmet. No.
You're
Trying to terrify this man.
you are a creepy man. Okay, you're different than the other people they sent, yeah? Anyways, as
Call
I
him
was
a
saying,
man.
we do not have the money to give to this bookstore that is run out of the city. We tried to go back to the ship and retrieve the rest of our um, savings, and we found the men we had left there dead, the cargo from our ship gone, and uh, besides some footprints leading into some stupid trees, no trace of where they could have gone. And if you want us to pay these bookmen their blood money, get us our treasure. I mean, our savings. We over years have been saving up in very legitimate manners.
Fenrir is just going to back away. Just not like too far, but like just enough that he can see his eyes and his eyes will glow. How is that our problem? This sounds like a personal issue for you and your men.
Here is why I believe it is your problem. Yes, you're here. You do not look like the other guys. So there must be some reason why you're doing this thing for them. Now, if you want to get this thing done quickly, The best way to do this would be to handle it yourselves, no? I have already lost
Hey.
more than half my crew on these mystery assassins who apparently kill pirates and steal their pensions. I mean, sailors. I
I love this
I'm.
guy.
This is exhausting. We both know I is a pirate. I stole a chest full of gold. I thought I'd have enough to fix my ship and then still have time to put down roots on land. Yes? Anyways, the men I left in charge of the boat while we were establishing a point of contact in town were murdered, and everything is gone. If you can find what was taken from me, I will sign the silly bookman's contract. I will give you the fee that they are demanding from us. And maybe, if you find everything that was stolen from me, maybe there can be a personal reward for you as well. Yes?
Hey, question. So I apologize. My computer just said fuck you, and my internet just said fuck you.
That's fair.
Can I, by chance, insight him at all
Yeah,
to see, like, because I think he's telling us the truth, but I don't think, like, I want to see if he's telling us the whole truth.
fully. Go ahead. Yeah, insight's fine.
Thank you, because I was going to, and it would have been horrible.
It's the one skill I let Fenrir still suck at.
One more time. My computer is. Did we get the question answered, or did I just miss that?
What did you
Yes,
roll?
if you're wanting to roll insight, you're allowed to roll insight, if that's the question.
Thank you. Yes, that was the question.
Yes.
Yeah, you may
Ja.
roll.
Und
I know I said I
Uh,
wanted to go sit at the
320.
table, but can I just stay right there at the bar? I do enjoy this man immensely.
you said a dirty
30,
20,
20.
Duchess? Okay.
30-20.
Yeah, I'd say for the most part, you definitely caught a few lies because A, he wasn't being super careful about it. He kept slipping up when he was clearly talking about, like, he's rehearsed telling people that he's not a pirate, that he's like a merchant type person. And so it's like, obviously there were some lies in there, but nothing really important. Like, it's just a person who's lying to the public so they don't think, oh, yeah, this is a front for a thieves guild type stuff.
Mhm.
So you already know that. So all those lies that you kind of caught doesn't matter. For the most part, as far as um, believing whether or not he does have additional funds that were on the ship that he wasn't able to bring into the city initially because, I don't know, maybe there's multiple chests and he didn't want to get harassed by guards trying to smuggle them all in. That part feels true. That he does have this. Some of his men were killed. His boat is beached on the coast somewhere down south. All of that feels mostly true. Um, and all the lies that you've
Mostly true?
so far caught have been nothing lies. Like,
Oh, okay.
they're
Because
lies.
because I thought he was. Sorry. Because I thought he was telling the truth about most of it, and then there's just little something about like the descriptions and like, are you telling us the whole truth about how they got lost? Because I know they got lost. I believe you that they got lost, and I believe you that they got that you're beached down south, that your men are killed. Are you telling us everything about how that happened?
So
Is like the
I
question kind of
think
thing.
for that, for him, he doesn't quite know, right? Like, um, he he's a pirate. He's probably very talented on the sea. On land, it's just like he probably followed tracks for as long as he could see them, and then when they disappeared and there wasn't just treasure, he was just like, well, fuck this, and went back to town. So it's like, I don't think he's lying so much as he's not talented
Not a
enough
good
at
tracker.
figuring out what's going on to have those details, yeah. So as far as truthfulness goes, he's probably being 100% truthful. He just doesn't have 100% of the information because he's not that bright when it comes to being on land.
Finru will just look to Corin and the others.
Um, Mr. What was the guy's name again? I remembered it was silly.
So
That's
he
about it.
he kept introducing himself as Oost, but I will
Oost.
I will type his name in chat,
Okay.
and you'll probably love his last name.
Fucking
do.
pirate. I mean,
I do
a
know.
legitimate business sailor man, of course.
It's a
Obviously.
fantastic pirate's name, and I stand by
I
it.
mean,
I love
it'd
it.
be
I love that.
glorious. And the same
Can I
way
make
that
a
Laraz's
DM insight
surname is
check to see how
obvious.
many daddy issues this guy has?
You can
Hey,
roll.
Travis, he's French. He has a lot of other issues.
Is he French? I was trying to go
Oh,
more
yeah.
German. I kept
Oh,
slipping
okay.
back
I
into
mean,
my random Swedish
was-
accent from Sven.
I was
It
definitely
was-
not picking up
It was
French.
around there somewhere. I don't know. I don't know
Was
why I went
it
French.
Britain?
I don't, no.
I'm reading my book. Never mind.
He has
No,
zero
okay.
daddy issues, Larazis. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't believe you, but that's fine.
To be fair, he's one of your characters, so like, eh.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No, I kind of like lean on the bar with my 2 empty glasses in my hand. Excuse me, Mr. Oost. Did you ever
Yes?
consider just like signing the contract and sending an IOU with it instead of having like a bunch of people sent here to, you know, hassle you a little bit? I'm waving the glasses at him at the same time. Just like gesturing with them.
He's
Jesus,
got-
she's
Also, I don't think
subtle.
I like pineapple, but these were good.
Erasmus doesn't care, but Travis is like, are we passing up a chance to find a hidden assassin, like stolen private treasure?
No,
Absolutely
I'm
not.
just belittling a man. It's fine.
I mean, Finru just basically looked to y'all if y'all wanted to
Yeah.
do this or not. So
Yeah, I'm just questioning his.
Travis is down.
so,
I feel like I made myself pretty clear earlier as my explanations were.
we cannot sign the contract without the money, and I'm assuming you have already been there, so you know that this is not persons who traditionally accept IOUs. If anything, they would be more inclined to accept the money and let us sign the contract at a later time. But the money is definitely required upon signing.
I mean, I feel like you could have tried, but
Can I just
can you refill these for me, please?
Oh
I mean,
my
we're
God.
probably gonna do the thing for you. I think everybody else is on board, but I would like 2 more of these drinks.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
Yes.
we're definitely gonna do the thing, but like less pity party, more give me helpful information as to where we need to find these guys at.
Yes.
Like,
Oh, yes, of course. So,
where precisely were you when you lost the trail?
so obviously, for very good reasons, we could not sail into port. Yeah, it's just I do a lot of different business, and I didn't want all those nosy people on the docks asking
Yeah,
questions.
we get it. We get it. I was in a mercenary company for 23 years. We get
We
you.
ended up docking on the beach, just maybe a half a day south of the city. And from there, there are some tracks on the beach. We did give our brothers and sisters a burial at sea. So you will not see the dead bodies. You will not have to go through that like I had to go through that. But
Very sorry.
there might be still tracks leading from the beach. This was a couple weeks ago, so it's possible that they have been blown away. But if you head away from the coast there's just a small woods pretty much no one even goes there. Barely any hunting can be done. Um, that is where the tracks went into, and then there was this kind of ended in this clearing, and then it just kind of disappeared. And I am a ship man, and I am good on the sea, but the tracks that just lead to nothing, that is not what I do. Yes,
Fair. You don't have to deal with tracks very often.
that is very correct. We deal with the wind and the goddesses of the sea, and we throw our cows overboard, but
What?
we don't deal with tracks.
Finru's already left the bar.
No problem. We have a duchess, and points to her, and then like, yeah.
Fenrir's
Oh, yeah,
like,
she
God
does.
damn it, I
She
hate
does.
Because
this
my
guy.
computer just said "fuck you" too. I didn't hear that whole exchange.
So, Breakdown is about half a day south of the city on the beach, is their ship. Very likely the tracks leading away from the ship are no longer there because it has been a couple weeks since they docked down there. But it went west inland away from the beach and into this kind of small woods. Um, there might still be tracks once you get into the woods, he's not sure. But he arrived at this clearing where the tracks disappeared, and he gave up at that point.
So you said like half a day's travel south to the beach?
Yes.
Okay.
Which I'm counting a day as like 8 hours, right? So it'd be like 4 hours walk. God, that still seems long. Let's call it 2 hours.
Adventurous.
It has to be far enough away that like people actually at the docks aren't just seeing another ship just on the sand, but close enough that would make sense for them to walk like a chest of goods to the city. So let's call it
Oh,
a
that is
2 hour.
fair.
Let's call it a 2 hour walk from the Dragon's Mouth suburbs to their boat ship.
Like a plan.
Maybe misremembering a little.
He's like, it's a distance away.
Who's
Capital was
misremembering?
in the middle of the continent.
Oh no. So, and I can probably do that. So the city itself is set on a basically the north is set into the mountain range that
Okay.
surrounds the Dwarven Kingdom,
A-
and then
it's a big-
directly to the southeast of the capital is the sea, and it's closer to like the Mediterranean Sea than like the ocean, right? Like it's a sea, not an ocean type thing. Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
their ship is probably somewhere like right there, where it's like
that
not
makes way
it's
more sense.
yeah it's
See, that's why I had to be misremembering it because I thought it was.
yeah it's not part like it's not in the actual city docks, but it's just along the coast here.
Sounds good. I'm into it. We have the information that we need. Can we go?
We kill
Finru's
people?
already just waiting by the door.
I will finish my drinks and put my glasses back on the bar. This campaign will not steal them.
Every
I,
group's got to have a klepto.
yeah, I appreciate
mean-
that because as we've established, he's a little bit hard up for cash and can't really afford theft at this point.
Oh, that is fair, yeah. I just had like a little flashback. I was like missing my husband earlier for some reason. I don't know.
I'm going to pay for my drinks,
oh,
my
but
drinks,
I
my
also
one,
pay for
my
them.
one pina colada,
Yeah.
and
I've
then tip 10 gold.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna say the drinks themselves are maybe like a few silver each. So except for the tip, you can probably just keep your money. Um, but
I was about to say
yeah,
I wouldn't pay him shit. We're about to go hunt down his life savings for him. Fuck him. He can
he's
pay
we
us
will
got no
shit.
give him
money.
1 gold.
I want to be on his good side. Oh shit! I did
Yeah,
that
I
wrong.
like his accent.
Thank you. I did
Yeah.
not work on it at all because I keep
That's
forgetting
fair.
to do prep. Or when I do prep, I don't prep things that I think I need to prep. That's the paradox of
Yeah,
prep.
that's
It's a
fine.
prepadox.
No, it's definitely a thing where you'll spend like I spent 8 hours prepping and I'm super hyped for this thing, and they didn't do it this session. They did so many other things I was not prepared for.
I feel like that is just what D&D is.
Last week,
You can never
yeah.
actually be prepared.
Last week there were 4 books that I needed to spark note, and I ended up making a new random magic table.
Okay, that one was your fault.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
but
almost
I mean, I
always
would
my
also.
fault. That's never
So I
that's
needed
never up
more
in the
books.
air. Like there's no outside forces keeping me from being a good DM. It's always me being like, you know, it'd be great. What if they go to the underworld sometime? How do I make that happen?
Dude,
Meanwhile, y'all are nowhere
I
near an
have
underworld entrance. You
I
have
have
We
things to do.
were.
insane details for a continent you guys are nowhere near visiting in our campaign. So.
We were, as you said.
No, in my campaign, it's not even on this side of the planet that they're on.
Oh, I knew it was going to be one on the fucking other side
Yeah,
of the
I
flat, for some reason, planet.
so much. It's a planet. It's not-
I didn't even bother.
Hey.
I made a single continent because I was like, what if I want the overall world to be larger? Leave myself open for that. Because I'm so good at
Mhm.
making maps, which is why going on week 4, we still don't have a city map for Farideh. Which, whose fault is that? I want to say Fig's?
You can blame it on me if you want. Everything else is my fucking fault.
Yes! So, as soon as Fig can
I'll
get her
take it.
act together, I'll get a city map for
Yeah.
this capital made.
Yeah, as soon as Fig fixes shit, then
Yeah.
I will make a map.
Come on, Fig! They depend on
Fair.
this. Yes. So they're a little bit to the southeast will be their ship. And I don't really have a map for that one. I could reuse the riverbank that we used in Madrash, but we can just imagine a beach with a ship on it.
Yeah.
I don't think I can imagine that.
Damn it. I knew this would happen. So bad at describing things.
Imagination runs out.
Yeah. Theater of the mind is only as good as our weakest imagination.
Mm.
So,
What if
yeah.
someone doesn't have imagination?
Oh yeah, that is true. Some people don't imagine like images and stuff, and that's very confusing to me.
Oh, like me?
Ah, I hate that for you.
That's rough.
Mhm.
I can't describe images, but I can imagine images.
Mm.
Not
My
me,
problem is
buddy.
more
It's
that I
all
get
words.
like distracted by myself.
Okay. Well, I'm going to use words that hopefully everyone else can see and you can read.
Big fan. Big fan.
So, yeah, anyways, probably about 2 hours, just kind of a brisk walk. You head east, you kind of hit the coast, you head along it until you find this fairly large wooden ship, like multi-sailed kind of galley-looking thing, literally beached on the coast. Um, as you may have feared, there doesn't look like any um, kind of pristine tracks that you could follow on the beach. Um, there does look to be some kind of patches of darker sand that maybe could be bloodstains that have now been blown into the rest of the beach. And then up kind of towards the west, you do see like the sand turns into hardened earth and you see some trees. This is probably where Oust followed the tracks when he first came upon the scene of these gruesome murders.
Oh, you know what we should have asked him? Like, what kind of injuries it seemed like they were? Like, did these people look like they had been stabbed or, ripped apart by, wolves that are greedy for money?
That would have been a good question, yeah.
Yeah.
Long hair don't care. Let's kill them all.
It's fair. God, I hope it's not wise wolves.
What's wrong with wise wolves?
Oh God, just really hit every campaign that I've ever been in today.
I would love wise wolves. They're the ones that take care of Mowgli.
They're the ones who resist my
Yes.
spells.
Why would you be casting spells on the wise wolves? They can probably be reasoned with.
They were trying to eat us. Was
You
it
got-
wolves that tried to eat
It
the
was
dog?
bears that were
Oh,
attracted
it
by
was
the
bears.
300 pounds of raw meat that the barbarian was carrying at the start of your campaign.
Yeah, that'll happen.
What a
I
very
was a
barbarian
screenshot
thing to
of that
do.
somewhere.
So bears look
He was
too
trying to
adorable
harvest
for
them.
how dangerous they are. Except for
Oh,
Cocaine
yeah.
Bear. That guy just looks dangerous.
100% true. Grizzly bears in particular, way too cute considering that they're just
Right?
Mm.
Grizzly
giant dump
bears,
trucks
yes.
of murder.
Grizzly
My
bears,
cat bear is
polar
also
bears.
too cute for how upsetting he is.
I would also hug a wolf, if we're being perfectly candid. I loved wolves
yeah,
as a
100%.
kid, and it's only grown into adulthood. If a wolf
Oh
growled
my
at
God.
me, I'd be like, "Who's a cute puppy? Who's a cute puppy?" That would be
And then he
those
eats your
would
Like
be
face.
my
all,
last words.
yeah, like
there
all
you go.
big cats get me. I'm
As
just
he,
like, I just want to
as he
touch the
tears
boy.
out my throat.
Yeah, it's wolves on my it's wolves and coyotes on my end. But I have, to be fair, I'm in a rural area, so I do actually have like the whole I want to touch it, but I can't touch it
Do you have like bobcats and
mindset going.
pumas too?
Yes,
I
yes
feel
we
like
do.
that'd be a
And
big one.
bears. We do have bears.
I keep seeing a TikTok of like someone showing like I think it's literally a puma like that's just wandered into someone's driveway that's doing like the like big cat hissing,
Oh yeah,
and
that
then
is
it
not an unusual thing.
switched
Baby.
to a guy being like every white woman kitty, and I was like, oh my god, am I a
Mhm.
white woman? Because every time I
Yeah.
see
Just
this
like me,
TikTok,
for real.
I know what's coming, and every time I go ooh kitty.
Mhm. Yeah, but also out in the less rural area, I mean, okay, it happens in the rural areas, but some people out here are a lot more smart about not leaving their dogs or cats or kids out. We recently just had a coyote attack a small child in suburban area.
Oh no.
Small child was fine,
That's
and
good.
they actually there's coyote slobber on the pant leg, and they actually tracked down the coyote, matched its DNA, and then euthanized it. Because they're like, if this coyote's attacking small children,
Yeah.
no.
See, I feel like for
But they
me,
actually
right,
tracked down the right coyote too, and I was like,
like
honestly,
a puma is just obviously a big cat, right? I think that I can see a
Yes.
puma and be
pretty
like,
much.
you're dangerous to me. You could take me. Bobcat
Mhm.
and like a lynx, like they're in the middle ground where it's like you're the size of a Labrador, and I know you're hissing at me, and I know that technically your claws can disembowel me or whatever, but you look so damn cute, and I think maybe
Have
you
you
just need
seen
some
how fluffy they
scratches.
are? Oh. And they're, oh my
You-
God, the big feet. The big feet.
Yeah,
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so
And-
Like,
dead.
and then you
Yeah.
get
So
like wolves and
bobcats are
coyotes,
very
where I'm like,
hostile,
yes,
Yeah, like
but like if it's in captivity and has been around humans, lions and tigers are actually not very prone to attack humans because they don't view them as
true.
prey. So
Well,
they're actually just big kittens that need some scritches.
Travis,
a
don't tell me
lot of
that.
small children are viewed as prey because they are small children, but like
Oh yeah, children
adult
might
people aren't generally viewed as prey because we can yell at them and they don't like us.
yeah.
So
be. No.
It's
yeah.
loud. I don't like that one.
And if there's a puma, a coyote, what have you, wildlife coming after somebody, that is not a good thing. It
No.
is fucked in the head.
Yeah.
I
Or
will
rabies.
say, in my defense for this stance, I am English. The most dangerous thing we have is probably badgers, and our badgers are cuter than yours. So like, it's hard to be scared of them.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
need
To be
honey
honest,
badger-
I
no
think
honey
I'm
evidence.
more
badgers in the
afraid.
aisles.
Like,
I'm gonna
I
need.
I
will
think I'm more
absolutely
afraid
give you
of
evidence.
the
Honey
like
badger
the
don't get no
herbivores
shit.
that are out here than I am like the predators, because I can yell at a predator and I can throw a rock at a predator
I
and it'll probably go
someone
away.
I saw someone talking about how it's easier to fuck with predators than like prey because like prey know like it's a life and death situation, right? And so
Yeah.
they're all out. They're going to do what they can to stay alive. Whereas like a predator knows, like if it gets wounded, it's going to be
Fucked.
worse
Yeah.
at hunting.
It'll just bail on a situation. It's
Yeah.
like this isn't worth it.
So it's
anymore.
like if it
Mhm.
thinks like it's going to come out even remotely like scathed, it's going to be like not worth it. Whereas like prey's just like I'm going to live. One of us is
Yeah, like,
going
I'm
to
gonna
live.
you or me, and I'm gonna do it.
So they were like,
Yeah,
you
so
can
I'm
you
like,
can be big around like pumas and wolves. Like you can try to step up to them because they know that they need to be healthy in order to keep hunting. But do not step
Mhm.
to a moose. Don't step to a moose.
Oh
Mm-mm.
yeah,
A moose is going to
Or
kill you.
deer. Mm-mm.
I like mooses.
Or
They're
raccoons, or
weird and
possums,
huge.
or
That is not a badger. That is like a fucking. That's a weasel.
It's
Did
a
she post it?
European badger. They are just
Oh, I
nice
know. Oh, I
gentlemen,
know.
but they
I
also
Those guys,
will
yeah.
still fuck you up. They're just good
well, yeah,
boys.
Yeah, like I said,
they're
it's a
cute.
weasel.
Yeah, badgers are also
How dare
cute
you.
and angry. But also, I know it's technically Scotland, but your most dangerous animal is Nessie. So
Yeah.
Oh, fair,
Oh my
fair.
god.
Wait, no. We have one here near me.
Because
There's
no
the
one has
beast of
died
Bodmin
to
Moor.
Nessie though. How is it the most dangerous?
Yeah.
Anything, it's a
it's the
plant eater.
implication.
It's
Mhm.
No, there's one within like an
No,
hour of
no.
me.
Points being made.
The beast of Bodmin Moor
Oh,
is a
that's-
phantom wildcat that apparently lives near me.
Cool.
That
Yeah,
sounds
it's
crazy.
just a really big fucking cat, apparently.
Again, you can just yell at it probably and it'll go away.
I'd
Yeah.
pet it.
I think
it's
the only
probably-
thing
the
that
thing
you
is, it
can't
is a
yell at,
cryptid.
I think the only two things you can't yell at that are predators that won't go away if you yell at them are brown bears and polar bears. At least like land predator wise. You can yell at a big cat, you can yell at coyotes, you can yell at think about it, lions and tigers you can also probably yell at them and they'll probably go away.
Mhm.
Land
But,
predators
like,
are the
feel
only
like
predators I
polar
have to worry
bears
about.
and-
shark.
And grizzly bears, I'm like,
I don't fuck with
I'll
the
yell at them, but if crapshoot on whether or not they'll go away is crapshoot.
I know you have to punch sharks in the nose.
Yeah, that's a
doesn't come up
scientific
very
thing though,
often,
because
but-
it hurts them.
Yeah.
Because it's where all their sensor stuff is. So if you boop them right there, they're like, it's basically like clapping someone's ears.
Booping the
Fair.
snoot.
Yeah, if you
Anyways,
boop a shark's snoot, it's like clapping at the shark's ears. So
you arrive at said beach. You see said ship. How do we want to proceed?
Would we be getting there? Is it like beginning to become nighttime?
So it is probably early to mid-evening now. So you probably still have maybe minutes left of daylight before the sun starts setting, but it's not fully night yet.
Okay. Shall we try and find some tracks?
please. Can I do a circuit around around the immediate area while they check the immediate area, if that works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you wanting to
Sure,
roll
I'll
like
help anyone
perception
who
for
wants to
that,
make a
or
a perception.
Sure. Like
Uh,
check for branches, like like
Like-
stuff that's off the beaten path, like are there branches broken? Is there
Survival.
pieces of fur somewhere? Is there a dropped, like, I don't know, doubloon or some random chain off of some, or a button, or
I feel like that
okay?
would be
So for
survival.
that, I'd say either investigation or survival for you, right? Because you're either looking specifically for clues or you're using kind of tracking experience to find kind of disturbances you're used to from That might not necessarily be tracks, but would still show direction, right?
Mhm.
So I'd say either of those two skills you can use for that kind of
17.
stuff. 17. Okay.
17. I rolled a 12.
So I would say for the most part, like, you don't see any like loose doubloons or anything like that, right? Like someone was carrying an overstuffed chest and it spewed over. Um, you don't really pick up any tracks just because it's been a couple weeks. The sand has kind of been wind swept. I would say you notice some oddities of like, I don't know, some of how like the sand is displaced doesn't make sense to you. Like it's not tracks, but it also doesn't seem natural. Um,
Excuse me.
right? Like it's not just normal windswept or water erosion. It feels like some sand has, like some of the beach has been displaced in a weird kind of pattern.
Okay, can I climb a tree and see if I can't get are there palm trees around me
Probably not palm
by chance?
trees, but once you get, I mean, like a
Because
minute
I want to
walk
see if I
out of the beach into hard earth, there's some trees like right next to you, kind of thing.
right, but I want to see, is there a tree around where I see this disturbance?
No, the beach itself is pretty clean of foliage.
Then can I do a circuit around the disturbance and does it look like the sand was coming out from the middle, or like is there a specific way the sand was moving from this disturbance? Like is there did something like land here and then go flap 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 and all the sand kind of went like the helicopter, like the rotor wash of a helicopter?
Um, Give me another investigation check for that. But I think you're on the right track.
Well, cry hallelujah. 17, 18, 19, 20. Wait, did you say investigation?
Yeah.
16, 17, 18.
Okay. So, you kind of like you first notice kind of odd displacement, right? Um, and you kind of follow it along the beach, and you kind of get to a part pretty close to the ship, right? And it
Hmm.
kind of looks like um, there's some sand kind of displaced out to the edges, and then it kind of looks like it's been kind of filled back in, um, as if like, I don't know, you just like took your hand and just like punched a hole in the ground and then scraped sand into the hole, kind of thing. But it looks very close to the ship, and you kind of see that um, this kind of jagged area of looks like maybe a hole had been filled in.
Okay. I take a small look around to see if there's anybody around me, up in the sky and the trees. It's kind of my normal thing before I bend the fuck down. Um, Make sure there's nobody around, and then like dig a little at the middle of this disturbance carefully. Kind of like feeling around for traps too. There's something here.
Yeah. Um, so what would this be? Um, let's call it a survival check for like the whole thing, right? Kind of digging in and also doing a quick glance of your surroundings to see if anyone not in the party obviously is nearby.
18. I am rolling quite in the middle today.
Okay.
I've been getting like 12s and 13s.
So
The occasional like 10 and 11s.
you do a quick scan of the perimeter, right? Nothing there. There doesn't appear to be anyone kind of like watching y'all at work. You kind of start to dig down into what looks like an obvious hole had been filled in, and for whatever reason, you just kind of keep hitting sand, and you kind of move on from the hole and kind of start like heading like inland with it, and you still just kind of hit more sand. Like it would almost seem like what you had found is maybe someone was tunneling underground, and yet you find no evidence of that.
Would I know who on the party has like detect magic or some shit?
I'd imagine so. I don't actually know who has detect magic yet. Assume it maybe be Larazis, but I don't know if he does. But I would say you would know if anyone does have it.
Have
Hey, who
what?
has it?
Detect magic. Does anyone have detect magic in the party?
Oh, I do have detect magic.
Larazis, get your ass over here.
I'll begrudgingly put down my large book. Actually, I'll hand it to Sing Shin.
Okay.
Just be like, here, hold this, and then move.
Ew.
I cast detect magic.
Okay.
Thanks.
Actually,
Anything?
can I do? Hold on. Is that a ritual spell?
I
Is it?
think it can be cast as a ritual, yes.
Oh yeah, I'll spend 10 minutes casting detect magic.
I'll be patient. I'm good. I'm
Well-
not in a hurry. Oh, as he's doing that, I'm gonna keep looking around and pawing and seeing what else I can find.
But yeah, after the 10 minutes, detect magic is up. Do I see any magic?
Is there anything happening?
The magic was from inside you all along.
It was the friends we made along the way.
No way.
Oh,
It's
The only
fair.
magic you sense is the equipment and the
Friendship.
friends that are actually magical.
I don't know if I've asked this. What does Fenrir Eloquent detect magic's up?
that is
Oh,
a
that's a good
good
question.
question. Also,
I
I'm gonna
imagine
I'm
it
gonna
looks
bring
like-
up to detect magic really quick because I need to know
Oh, doesn't it
what
glow?
it does. I
Like the
think it.
type of magic?
I know that it definitely tells you like current effects and
You
what
see a
school of
faint
magic it's
aura.
from, but I don't
Yeah.
know if like you can
Mhm.
use it to see like if someone cast a spell here 2 days ago, would it show up kind of thing.
No, it'd have to be
Yeah.
active right now.
I have to imagine if you kind of turn towards Fenrir, you're going to see like a sunburst of necromantic magic.
Love it. Love it.
You would
So all you see is the
also
void.
kind of see that if you turn towards Songshen. But you
That's
also
probably fine.
see a kind of faint kind of illusion of magic coming from her.
Oh.
And
Also fair.
Travis, I want
Is
you to
it?
close your eyes right now.
Dear.
And I want
He's gonna
you,
punch you in the face.
to the
Okay.
best of your abilities, to describe Duchess to me.
Oh no.
Uh,
I'll take anything.
small elf.
What she's wearing, hair color, eye color, anything you got.
I would know that as Lorazis.
I have a picture.
Or
It's in
would you?
Cam's
Shit,
heart.
hold on.
I
Or would
I need you to close your eyes, keep them closed, and tell me, as Travis, channeling Lorazis, what you remember of Duchess's appearance.
I physically have my eyes closed. There is a flower crown a feather. The hair is dark. There are eyes. The color of which I am not 100% sure.
To be fair, in character, that's probably accurate.
It's darker skin tone, I feel. Small.
Yeah. All right.
Totally.
You nailed it pretty good.
Duchess, what would you say is like your greatest strength?
Fuck around, find out. You can't see me fast as fuck, boy.
Right. So,
Should know by now.
Lorazis, as you kind of turn towards the party, you see necromancing flooding off of Fenrir, which I think is something you expected, flooding off of Songshen, which I'm not sure we've established in game is what you'd expect.
He doesn't know. No,
So-
I think nobody
I-
but Fenrir no.
That might be a bit of a culture shock. As you turn towards Duchess, and you realize, if she ever went missing, you're not entirely positive you could describe her to someone to help you look for her. Like, obviously she's small, she wears a flower crown, she has darkish hair. Sometimes she has a bird's feather like in her flower crown. And Duchess, you've always been not forgettable. That's not the right word. You've been hard to remember details about. You've spent more than the majority of your life making sure the people you ran from couldn't find you. You have been as much of a ghost as you can be without just deleting your existence, right? Like, you were in the city, but if you asked most random people to describe you, small elf, kind of looks like a child, flower crown, right?
Which is kind of why, like, that was about the most I let people see, because if people needed to find me to have me run something, then I needed to be at least a little bit findable.
Yeah.
But
And if the hood comes up, even people that you've had multiple conversations with would maybe not recognize you until you start talking to them.
yeah, but most of the people in the lower levels have heard of me as, you know, the conversation with Matthias or whatever
Yeah.
his name was. Kind of was like, oh, hey, oh, you're that elf,
Yeah, the small
Yeah.
elf with the flower crown. Yep.
the flower crown and the feather.
And
I'm her.
so, whereas you see the necromancy pulling off Fenrir, you see the necromancy pulling off Songshen. We can discuss how you feel about that later. When you turn towards Duchess, you see kind of powerful enchantment magic hovering around her. And
All right.
there's probably also something around Corin. The guy doesn't become the last survivor of multiple encounters without someone looking over him, but I don't know the schools of magic well enough to do something with that. So
It would probably be a school that's not official to D&D, but hemomancy, which is blood magic, because he's a blood
Oh
hunter.
yeah.
There's enchantment magic on me. Good to know.
I haven't told you yet.
No, you haven't told me yet, but as a player character, as a player, good to know.
Yeah.
Or is it coming off of like half the shit I've got on me?
you would know that, wouldn't
Anyways.
you, Lorazis?
After looking around, I would probably, like, I could definitely tell, like, Fenrir, oh, that makes sense. Sanction, that's interesting. And then I will look at Duchess, and it'll be noticeable that I'm looking at a flower crown, and then, like, her clothes, or, like, a ring or something. And it's definitely not anything is it anything specific she's wearing, or is it just, like, her?
It seems to be centered on her.
That's terrifying. All right.
She's a witch.
Also, I am curious. When I look at Sing Shin, I can kind of, like, the magical glow pierce through barriers. is there a specific a spot on Shen that glows with necromantic magic or illusion magic? Specifically a spot around like a scarf or something?
Excuse me. The whole
Is it
thing is a
is it
corpse.
noticeable?
I objection sustained, Fig. I do think she herself would be glowing with magic, so I don't think you could pinpoint it to just
just
out of the top of my
imagine-
head a scarf.
I just
Right.
imagine Fenrir's entire outline is a body shaped of necromantic.
I also love the idea of Fenrir being mostly empty, except for right in the core. There's just a small, very bright circle of necromantic magic. Which I know plays into Fig's little fart in the box dig, but I do
Well,
love the idea that there's just this very concentrated, small core of magic that is keeping the animated armor alive.
Yeah, to be fair, the gases take up the space that they're in. So, like, it being shaped like the armor also works.
Actually, my reaction might change. Would Corin's magic being blood magic, is that something bound specifically to him, and so would he entirely glow as well?
Everybody here is so shiny.
Because
I don't-
if that's the case, it would literally be like me looking around and everyone is magic, and then me looking at myself being like, "What the fuck's wrong with me, though?"
It's just your
You've learned it from books! I would
just
say
tone.
Nerd.
in Corin's instance, he himself is not glowing. You see a very concentrated, bright spot kind of hanging from his neck, where his rosary is. And I guess
Okay. He still has multiple of the other
he
ones,
has
too.
multiple of the other ones, and they are shining a little bit more dully. And then his sword is also giving off the same type of magic. But he himself is not glowing, unlike
Alright, I'm
the
not having an
Necromancy
existential crisis.
Bros and Enchantment Girl. Sorry for calling you a bro, Fig.
So the information after
Bro.
casting detect magic. I don't see anything other than this around. Do I? Do I see like
Correct. If spells were cast as part of this murder, it was cast long ago, and there's no longer traces of it.
I would have had to do it like within recent time
Yeah.
and a half. Well, I don't see. Let me phrase this. I don't believe I see anything out of the ordinary.
And what the fuck was up with you looking me up and down like that? 'Cause I don't
You're
have magic
glowy.
shit on me. I'm
Glowy.
Glowing.
I don't question. You're allowed to do your own thing. They're all glowy too.
I'm sorry. I should be
Waverly,
glowy.
like
No.
like
No, I
Jack
hold up my
Sparrowing,
hand.
wavering towards the undead people.
Can I hold up the hand with the ring on it and ask if my ring is glowing? Because my ring should be glowing because this is what I got from Con. And that's
the
magic.
ring
And I know it
glowing?
is.
I have to look up something really quick, because your ring probably
should
is
be
glowing
magic.
itself, but
It's really not noticeable around your
Jack's
personal
broke.
glow.
It
That's
might be
why
a
I'm
different
asking,
type
because
of
I'm
magic.
like,
can't remember fucking
Just
no,
Jack
because
Sparrow
I shouldn't be
waving
glowing.
towards
I
You
am
can
normal.
ask
I am
me.
elf.
Damn it. Travis,
Yeah.
phone a friend for DMs. Ranger spell, basically the flame arrow quiver. School of Magic.
That would probably be evocation, I would think.
Just a second, I can't fucking find it.
Does it physically change the arrow to be fire?
Flame arrows. I searched flame arrows, fucking D&D Beyond.
Because if it changes the arrow to be fire, then it's transmutation.
It's transmutation.
But if it's a,
Yeah.
it is okay.
So, God, but I also have to. God damn it. We
It
can
would
do this.
definitely not be enchantment.
I mean,
I'm just googling spells on the fly. From the ring, you get it's kind of flickering back and forth, both evocation and transmutation. Definitely neither of them are enchantment. And it is a much smaller, like it's like flashes of light, right? Like it's kind of the
Yeah.
difference between like someone flashing their brights to let you know a cop is parked outside, and someone who just has their brights on, going directly into the back of your rearview mirror because they're behind you and you're not driving fast enough.
They're
That's
a lifted
enchantment.
truck going 85 on a back road.
Yeah, that's the enchantment, is right in the back, like making it hard to see anywhere else because there's just light illuminating your entire car right now. That's the enchantment. And then
Um,
not any less bright, but just at a much smaller scale, is both evocation and transmutation coming off of her ring.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, that is also magic. It is of a different type of magic and not as constant as the enchantment going
Fuck am
on.
I?
And I'm just gonna motion towards her.
It's just her entire
Your
being.
whole
It's
thing.
it's all of. To be fair, guys,
All of
of
this.
you are weird too.
Wait,
No, no, no. They get to be weird because they're corpses, an animated
Wait,
piece
no,
of armor,
wait.
and blood
Wait,
hunter.
hang on.
I'm
You
the
don't know
least
that I'm
weird
a
one
corpse.
here.
I'm not a
To
corpse.
be fair, you don't know I'm a corpse.
And I'm
I
definitely not a
should be
corpse.
normal.
Hey,
You're
either
a
way,
fart in a
I'm
box.
still
We know
the
that
least
one.
weird one here.
You don't. Oh, actually, you might know that just because you did see me
I
do
did.
weird stuff.
Yeah.
But like, that's not magically weird necessarily.
For the record, the weird stuff she was talking about was maybe cult behavior and not anything sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either
I
way, I'm the
expected
least
the
weird one
armor
here.
to
Why
be
am I
undead.
glowing?
I was not expecting, the sorcerer to be undead, but meh.
Wait.
Again, she's a sorcerer. She should be having magic coming off. For you two, you're a wizard.
Wait.
I'm
I'm
none
gonna
of these
disappointedly
things.
look at myself and just be like,
My magic comes from
God.
books, madam. Slap.
Hang on. Real quick question. When you look at me with the thing, do I look the same as the fart in a box? The Fenrir, sorry, I don't call you that in game.
you glow the same color, except he has like a little shiny core in the middle, and you're just sort of radiant, shall we say.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
Hey, you guys, I
Chill the
should maybe
riz, my
tell you
man.
guys a thing. I died at some point and then stopped doing that.
Okay.
This is
Oh,
great. Keep going.
The only thing we need to unload today is pirate treasure.
It's if you guys are fine with him, you should be fine with me. I just came back. He came back separate from his body. I came back with mine. Don't have any memories though. So like, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I also do not have memories.
Yeah, see,
You
It's
guys
normal.
won the lottery.
yeah. Well, mine went better.
Okay. You know what? Existential crisis aside, from me having an enchantment on me, like just me glowing for some fucking reason, anything else on the ground that I actually had you come over here and detect magic for, please.
There is currently nothing else glowing apart from you guys. You all are the most magical things around. That was not intended as a compliment.
I will take it as one. I
don't give a shit. I just want to know why I'm glowing. But you know what? I'm gonna put that aside for the 20 minutes it takes me to have an
That is
existential
also fine.
crisis. And
I cannot tell you why, as I do not know. I can just tell you it's enchantment magic, and it's kind of all of that motioning towards you.
oh,
That's weird.
fuck.
That's weird. Are we all cool with the corpse thing? Is that okay? Nobody's gonna be weird about that.
You just want to
I'm
just
already
double back
weird.
really quick.
I should confirm it may not be that you're a corpse. You're just emanating necromantic magic energies, and just means like you could be a lich or something, which would be impressive.
No, definitely not. It's the
not?
corpse thing.
Can I look
definitely
over-
You're sure?
Yes.
I'm
I
gonna
had my hopes
directly
up.
address Songshan and be like, Songshan, it's not that you're a corpse. I have seen some weird shit in my time. You might be part of a cult, and I believe we all know my background with that. So,
To be fair, I'm not in a cult. I just made we're called with Shade, right? And the thing she does.
not really.
Oh well, this is gonna not be
In
great.
the
then.
middle. I think Shade is
I'm
cool. She
very
gave me a
middle of
fiddle.
shit.
I can't think poorly of her.
Then again, I'm also not really cool with Marcus, so my
okay, that's
moral
fine.
compass and who I'm cool with is a spinning compass here.
That's fair. No. It's nothing shady.
Shady.
It's just Shade is on a team, and I recently learned that I joined that team, and that's the reason I'm back. I made a deal with someone.
Sounds very culty.
Not in a culty way. It's like a more of a religious way. In not the cult version of a religion, like an actual religion. And I made a deal.
Religions start as cults.
come
There's a
back.
reason I'm not in one.
I didn't know I was religious either. Apparently I am.
I just loved
Yes.
how you could have been like, I accidentally made a deal with a god, and that is why I'm alive now. Instead, you're like, Shade is on a team, and I'm also on that team. And this
We
team,
play
this is the
softball.
good team, and we're fighting against a bad team.
No, I didn't.
Sanction,
I
the
missed
closet
that.
has been propped open the entire time. You could have walked through it at any moment.
Hey, I made a deal to come back. I don't know if the other half of it has been kept up. I would like to know. But it's fine, don't worry about it. It's not going to hurt any of you guys.
You made a deal to
Swears.
come back. That seems so weird.
I know
I-
that's our
but I-
Normally once
catchphrase,
you
but
go,
I am
there's
starting
not
to
an
worry
option to
that
come
maybe
back.
we're saying don't worry about it too much.
Yeah.
To be
And
fair,
I think
personally
Duchess is
say
the one
that a
that's
lot.
worrying about
To be
it.
fair, I've never worried about it.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
have
it's
like
fine.
no survival instinct there, bud. You grew up with you grew up with silver spoon in your mouth. You got no survival instinct.
Silver.
Silver. Excuse me.
Okay, so you think I grew up poor then? No, I assure you.
I was
Platinum.
very rich.
Excuse me, platinum.
Phew. I thought that for a second you thought less of me.
Oh, if by less you mean I think you had slag as a spoon, then yeah.
Oh, but yeah, I do understand that my upbringing has been different than everyone else's. That's why I try not to judge, with their thing and your thing, and me and Corin seem to be the only normal ones here.
Can I look at everybody and see if everybody seems fine? Like, I get that Duchess is having her thing at the minute. That one I'm fine with. I just want to make sure that, like, Lorazis probably doesn't give a shit. Is Kern looking at me in any type of way?
Fenrir is just looking at Corn the entire time.
I did just say, like, oh, yeah, y'all are undead.
I admitted this.
I'm pretty sure mine's more common than Duchess's. Not Duchess,
Sanctions.
Sanctions.
Either way, it's fine. I actually don't know
Think
how you
that's
pronounce it.
correct.
I don't speak that
It
language.
depends. It's the influx. If you're mad, it's sanction.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I need to make sure everybody's chill with the fun new revelation.
Fenrir is just like stood there.
It's like in the words of
Is-
Matthias,
what-
like,
what's
are you
Corin doing?
cool? Are you cool?
Also, I just called Corin normal. He cuts himself to activate his abilities. So, like,
It's fair.
Like I said, I think I'm the
Emo teenager
least weird one
activate.
here.
Do you know what? Genuinely, I think Lorazis is the most normal. We just found out are enchanted from the
Fine,
inside
normal.
That's yeah. I was supposed to be the normal one, but apparently I'm fucking not. So
Yeah, see?
that's fine.
Whomst among us hasn't realized we are maybe enchanted by an outside entity? Also, Lorazis is just daddy issues. That's the most normal thing in the world. Pirates have this.
Yeah, for D&D, 100%. No, legitimate business sailormen have
Yes,
those.
very successful merchant sailors have daddy
Yes.
issues.
So
And
they
you
have
can
to
put
go
that on a
at the moment.
t-shirt.
As do fucking adventurers in the far north. I can't remember what your whole thing was.
That was a very
Disappointment.
God damn it, Travis. That was a very famous rogue.
No
May
one
have
had heard
me.
of.
Oh yeah. Okay, it's fine.
Oh man,
You're famous now because everybody knows your wife.
don't do that to me. Don't do that.
We saved the world, but everybody in that specific area
You have a
already knew
title
me.
that you don't remember. Dragon Slayer Loudane.
Oh yeah.
So no one remembers.
I did kill a second one though,
That's
or in
true.
That
my
is true.
or in my memory, a first. So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You actually got the euphoria to kill your first dragon twice. That's
that's pretty
few
great.
people
You
get
can't
that.
take that from me. Well, I guess you can if I go back to a hag. But anyways, Corin, how do you feel about finding out that two of your companions are just radiating necromantic energy, and one of them has admitted to being undead?
The other one didn't have to, like, admit it. Also, I feel
I
like
think it would.
he
I
went
think it was
AFK.
known
We
what
we
Finner
don't
was
know.
from the very beginning.
It was guessable. Perhaps not by me, personally. Oh no. I think he did go AFK.
Yeah, he's AFK.
We can
Yeah, because
circle
that was
back
a
to
fun
this.
revelation.
He's just, he's in shock at this moment in time.
He's like, I just don't know how to handle this.
Just walks
Um,
off into the woods.
yeah, we can decide how Corin handles that when he gets back. Um, do you want to try to um, see if there are any tracks to be found in the hard earth slash woods area?
Yes, please. I'm gonna try and compartmentalize this and I see a call to con in my future about something.
Compartmentalize what? You're a perfectly normal person.
Yay. It's fine.
Perfectly normal fucking off my ass. There
It
are at
could.
least 3 points in my life that I know that there has been people that are bad that have been around me that can do shit.
It could be worse.
God, which one of them was it?
I could have given you a cutscene that you didn't have knowledge of beforehand. Oh man, that's a good pun. I stand by it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. You cut out.
Oh, I gave Songchen a cutscene that she didn't know it was happening beforehand, and then I
Oh.
realized that cutscene was a good pun for what happened in said cutscene.
That
Yeah,
is good.
it worked
I hate it.
on a lot of levels, and I apologize for
Yeah.
nothing.
It's fine.
Let's do I'd say either survival or investigation for anyone who's looking for tracks and or evidence of direction taken by people.
You can roll investigation.
30-20 on my end. I rolled a 50. I am really rolling in the mid state. Like anywhere between like 9 and like 15 I think is my highest roll today on the dice.
You got a
I
15
should roll this more
investigation.
often. I have +4 to that.
What, investigation?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I 30-20 on survival on my end.
Okay. Got a dirty 20 for survival from
I'll do
Duchess.
investigation as well, fuck it. I'm gonna roll bad though.
got a
Yeah, I thought
15.
so. I also got a
Hey.
15.
Okay.
Hey,
2
15
15s from
brothers.
Songshan and Fenrir. Okay.
Mhm.
So even though the beach kind of has gotten rid of all clues you could have had, once you kind of leave the beach and you get back to hard earth and you're kind of entering the woods, you do start to see faded prints. Like they're not as clear as obviously they would have been, but they're still indentions. Like it's not super light sand that's being blown by a sea breeze every single day. So there's still evidence of kind of tracks going further into the woods. I'd say, as we've kind of come to expect, Duchess, you're probably seeing it most clearly as far as directions go. Songshen and Fenrir, you're probably getting a good idea of, like, you're seeing the imprints. You just might be kind of getting lost on finding a direction, but, like, Duchess is keyed in. And so, like, as she's kind of going, you're seeing more and more of these prints and kind of leftover indentions. And as you get further away from the beach, the prints become clear, and pretty much all three of you are pretty much able to follow them all the way through. Um, and they do seem to be not small paws, but they are kind of fairly heavy-footed paw prints, but not like huge, right? Like you're not tracking like a dangerous beast, but maybe like medium-sized pawed creature kind of thing.
Okay.
And let's see here. I have too many maps. I should do some spring cleaning.
Can I pop up into the tree? Like, are the trees close enough together to jump between or not?
Yeah, for the most part, you're kind of following these tracks into a clearing, and from there, like you're still mostly surrounded by trees. I'd say while you're following the tracks, you're probably on the ground, just because it make more sense for you to be there while looking for tracks. But as you kind of investigate this area, it's fully okay for you to hop into a tree if you want to.
Yeah. Because I have a feeling that I'm going to want to, like, okay, on the tracks, are there claws on the tracks or are there no claws on the tracks?
I would say no claws. It looks mostly like maybe a larger average dog, kind of loping through the
But there's
woods.
no claws on the track.
I think so. And if I'm wrong, I will apologize. But I don't
If
think
there's
there are
no claws on
claws.
the tracks, guys, we're all fucked. Keep an eye on the trees. And I'm not getting into the trees. I'm just gonna stay down here and kind of keep an eye on the trees and not walk under any of them too close to the trunk.
What do you mean?
Because no claws on the track. Big cat. Cats don't walk with their claws out, guys.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
There's no claws on that. So
Yeah, I'm not
cats are
super
ambush
hip on getting
predators.
by a
Dogs are not.
panther, so
Or displacer.
Corin is back.
yeah, Corin's headset shut off, and he may or may not have fallen asleep.
Oh,
Um,
what
Sounds
you
like
missed is that it was revealed that I am also a corpse, and we were waiting for your reaction to that.
Are you fucking
Yes.
serious? I am
Yeah, it was
so
revealed that there's a necromantic energy coming from both of our teammates
I
here.
am so
Yes.
angry that I
that
And
and
it's
I
chose
also have
today.
okay.
enchantment energy all over me. So
I did explain that it was chill, and you
It
don't
was
have to worry about it.
super chill.
Yeah.
It was kind of obvious what Finrir was from the very beginning. So
Yeah, I basically explained that I was dead, and then I stopped doing that. And it's fine. I just made a deal with somebody, and now I'm religious about it.
Fair enough. Um,
Uh,
what's
It's
everyone's
ironic because that's kind of me too, except I'm not
passive
dead.
Oh,
perception?
passive
God.
perception.
I think mine
Jesus
was
Christ, mine's like 11 or some shit.
15?
17.
Is there-
Can I get
13.
advantage on this because I already because I saw the tracks and realized it was a cat?
It's
Yeah, mine
And
is
I'm
11.
it's
looking for
okay.
shit?
You don't need advantage. It's just your passive. Does anyone have passive perception lower than 11?
No.
Mine is
No.
11. Yeah.
Okay. So I think you are all good. But I am
That's
going to
great.
need you to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh
Crap.
shit.
Alright.
Fucking shut. Fuck.
Oh dear.
Well, I nat 20'd.
My last 7 rolls have been
So 24
under
on my end.
6.
All right, time to roll in
And I've
that
only
one.
rolled
Let's do
twice
it.
today.
Hey, if it helps, cat's probably on immune to fire.
So
Yeah.
it's not. It doesn't really surprise you much, because you, I guess, kind of heard it happening before. Drag. Okay, whatever. 3 earth elementals kind of pop up out of the ground.
Oh,
I'm on immune
jeez.
to fire.
Fucking hell.
What?
Is that what the tracks? Is that what the weird tunnel sand thing?
That is the weird tunnel sand thing. Also, what's your
Oh, that
initiative
makes
bonus,
sense.
Duchess, since you nat 20'd?
+4, so
Okay,
24.
it's 24. Fenrir, have you told me yours yet?
Yeah, I got a 15.
All right. And Corin,
14.
14. All right. So these kind of large earth elemental constructs kind of pop out of the ground and make earth noises. And
Like the Earth does.
like the earth does, thank you, Fig. Um, and they get ready to attack you. But I rolled absolute shit for their initiative. But apparently not as shit as Loraz's did. So
Oh.
everyone else is going to have a really fun time putting some damage onto them next session, which, again, as a quick reminder, will be 2 weeks from now because I will be unavailable
new year.
next Monday. So this is how we're closing out 2022. See you back in 2023 with some stomps and some stomps because I'm not revealing anything.
Copy.
Yeah.
Have a
Great.
good.
Thank you.
Are you 100% sure we didn't level up off that Hellhound fight?
I'm 100% sure you have not leveled up from that Hellhound.
Unbelievable.
I
do
did.
have one question, Philip.
Yes.
I know what level we are. Do you know what level we are?
Oh.
Yeah,
I
he
And
does. I
know.
asked him about
these
it earlier.
I know
base
that when it
earth
comes to
elements.
encounters, D&D Beyond cannot be trusted because they don't take into account that I roll like shit.
Listen,
I
are
could see him
these
tweet about
base
this.
earth elementals, or are they something you made?
I
Oh,
don't
Travis,
think there's
how
a good answer
wild.
to that, Travis.
Oh no! All right,
I believe in
all right.
you.
I'll get my backstory for my backup character put in.
Oh.
Oh,
Alrighty.
relax. It's not like I actually
I
know how
will
to
see you
play animals.
guys.
I mean, monsters. I mean, monstrosities. Elementals. There we go.
I'll see you guys in the
It's okay.
next
I think
year.
they have low
you
enough
guys.
Bye.
like stats that I can at least make
Bye.
Merry
one of them laugh
Christmas.
Good night.
forever.
Bye.
Uh,
Oh.
yeah, they have a
I can make
+0 to whiz. God, it's pretty much just con and strength. They've got con and strength, as you'd expect
so I can
from giant earth
remove one
animals.
from combat. That's fine.